we had the foolish thought or notion that this would just be announced and everybody would be surprised, except for you all. But I'm on the front page of the Old Collie, so so there's not much mystery here at all. But I guess I should say officially that my intent is to retire from Oklahoma State University as president in July 1 of 2021. And that ought to give us time to hopefully end this pandemic and find a successor. This has just been the time of our lives. Ann and I have absolutely loved it. It exceeded all of our expectations. If you ever get a chance to be a university president, do it. Just being around these students. But first I'd like to say that the reason I even wanted to look at this possibility is I moved around all the time. My dad ran seismograph crews, and we moved so much. And when you're redheaded named Vaden Burns, that's not easy going into new schools. But we moved to Oklahoma City, and I was introduced to Oklahoma State. And came up here, decided to come up here to school. All my family are UT people. I mean, University of Texas. They just couldn't believe I wasn't going down there. And I discovered for the first time in my life, this was really my community. This was my first community. And I got to work in various roles to make things better, try to make things better. And so to complete that full circle and get to come back and be the president of my alma mater for a school that did so much for me is a real blessing. And so I appreciate that very much. I appreciate being given that opportunity. We've now seen 3 cohorts of students do all 4 years here, and we've watched them come in and bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and full of enthusiasm, and then to watch them mature during the time they're here is just a real blessing. Their energy is contagious. I had one president tell me that, if you get frustrated and tired, just wait for classes to change and just go out and walk around them. It'll renew any malaise that you're dealing with, and it's really true. It's just wonderful. And our faculty and staff have been just great. Robert Henry, former Attorney General and federal judge, president of OCU, sent me a book written by a former president of the University of Texas called A Primer for New University Presidents. And in it said, you will soon be visited by the head of the faculty council, and there you'll be told that faculty morale is at an all-time low. You shouldn't be too alarmed by that, because that's actually the highest faculty morale ever gets. It may fall below all-time low, but it will never go above that. Well, I haven't found that to be true at all. The faculty have been extremely gracious to me through the years. It's a really special group of people who care about their students and really want the students to grow and succeed and prepare them for a ethical leadership life in their communities. So I really appreciate my interactions with the faculty, and our staff are the same way. They really care about the students, and that's what makes the OSU experience so special. And of course our donors, first and foremost with Boone Pickens. You've heard me say when he'd ask his father if they could do something, and his father said, the 3 reasons we can't do that, Boone. He said, okay, what are they? He said, well, the first is we don't have the money. Okay, what are the other 2? He said, they don't matter. So we really needed some money. We needed the money, and Boone really stepped up, and with that, legions of our alums and even people that aren't alums but love what we're doing at Oklahoma State have stepped up, and I think they told me the total since 2008 is we've raised about $2.1 billion. Now, some of those are estate gifts, including a couple from Ann and me, and so don't count on that money anytime soon. But it really has made a huge difference, and we've been able to, I think, really green up the campus. We've been able to build facilities that allow people to reach their full potential. And I think all of that together has made OSU a very different place. I do want to point out somebody who's been with me the entire way, and that's Gary Clark. Gary Clark and I have ridden this river the whole way that we've been here, and so many things that have been accomplished for which I get credit, Gary did. And so I just want him to know, and I want everybody else to know, what an incredibly valued person he is. He loves this university with all his heart, and the service he's provided proves it. And then there's another pretty important person that's been with me along the way, and that's Ann, the first cowgirl. Ann Hargis has embraced this place like it is one of her children. She really has stepped up and supported me, supported everybody with everything we're trying to do, and she has taken her own initiative. And you may know, was a professional. She was a systems engineer with IBM. She can take care of herself, but she's also a certified yoga teacher, so she really believes in wellness, and so that fit well with the Saratine Center, and her wellness initiatives on this campus have been just terrific. She even coined the phrase "America's Healthiest Campus," and then, of course, she started her just fabulous and historic pet therapy program, which is also all about wellness. So I could never thank her enough for agreeing to come up here and let us try to do this. And she loves our students like her own children, and it shows. They love her. I'd like Ann to come out and take a bow.
Calvin.
You want to say something?
Sure. Thank you. Thank all of you. I didn't get to hear all that Burns had to say, but I will say that I coined the phrase first cowgirl when Burns was first named president, because I thought that First Lady was a little far reach for me, but the title of First Lady is among the most valued titles that I can imagine anybody can have, just to be able to set an example and to further any leadership that you can to enhance what the president himself is doing. So it has been my privilege and pleasure to be the OSU First Cowgirl. The ride has been terrific, and the education has been beyond my wildest dreams. Thanks to all of you and all of the people who have made such a difference at this university. So with that, I've kind of coined a new phrase. And because we've had such a great education while we've been here, our next step is that we're going to graduate. So I'm really celebrating our graduation here today. And I think we'll graduate when the time is right. It may be May, June, or July, but that is the next stage here. And I know that OSU is going to be sparkling as bright and brighter than ever. So thank you all again.
No, stay here. Thank you, Ann.
You're welcome, Burns. Thank you.
And I want to thank the regents that gave us this opportunity. It really, Lillian Gish said, you make a living by what you get, but you make a life by what you give. You have truly given us an incredible life experience, and we couldn't be more appreciative. So we will work hard to assist in the transition to a new president, a new administration. We just want to thank the entire Cowboy Nation for all the love and the support that you have provided us. And I guess I'm pretty sure the best is yet to come. Go Pokes. Thank you.
Mr. President,
Do you need Ann to say?
if she doesn't mind staying for just a moment. Thank you, first of all, Mr. President, for those words. But I just want you to know what a privilege it is for us today to say on behalf of both myself and the entire OSU Cowboy family, thank you to both of you for the incredibly transformative tenure that you've experienced here at OSU. It's really been remarkable. And I know that in the coming days and months, there's going to be a lot said about your tenure. And a lot of it's going to, I hope, focus on the change in the OSU student experience. Because when you look across our campus and see all the incredible new facilities, both in academics and athletics, and it's easy to see how that experience has changed. But also, as I think about the unbelievably historic fundraising that you alluded to, and how that has empowered our scholarship programs for our students, it's changed that aspect of it as well. There's probably going to be some people that focus on research and the advances you've made in it. And for that matter, the facilities that you've recently acquired to advance that research as we go forward. And then as I look around this building today, we have no better example of, with the generosity of Ross and Billy McKnight and both of your passion for the arts, it truly is remarkable what our campus community and our students are able to learn from and enjoy here on our own campus in the arts. But you know, I guess as I was thinking about this, Burns, I personally came upon the thought that your greatest achievement in my mind, and probably the one that has the most long-lasting effect on our Cowboy Nation, is the fact that you have changed how we look at ourselves. We know you have instilled in us basically a history and an appreciation and a cherish for our campus community, our culture, our Cowboy principles. I think those things are all important. And I think you've changed our mindset. You've given us confidence in ourselves. You've given us a new look on what we have to look forward to. And above all else, you probably have changed our expectation levels for ourselves. And that's incredibly important as you put us on a new trajectory for success in our lives. But I do also want to agree with you that you haven't done it alone. You've had many partners along the way on this Cowboy endeavor, and you, without a doubt, are the most important partner in this endeavor. We want you to know that you're beloved on our campus. I think it's going to be hard to drive across campus and not think about seeing you and in your America's brightest orange golf cart, sometimes going too fast, but usually having fun and stopping to greet and give encouragement to students, and with the same smile that you have on your face right now, bringing a little bit of home to those students as they go across, some of them as they cross campus for the first time. We appreciate what you've invested in our campus these past 13 years. So with that, Mr. President, thank you for your friendship. Thank you for your leadership. And I can tell you that this place is far better off as a result of your tenure here at OSU. And with that being said, I would offer if there are any other regents or colleagues would like to say anything. I know Regent Anthony asked to say something.
Well, I just echo Burns and Ann just exactly what Rick has so eloquently said. You are a couple who have transformed our campus and made us all, not just facility-wise, but believe that we can do more. And that's a precious, precious gift. And I can't say enough about how great a partner you have been. And I admire you both very, very much. Someone I think much smarter than me once said, a great man is someone who plants a tree knowing he may never stand in its shade. And I look at both of you and I think about the ideals and the plantings that you have made in the hearts and the minds of these students over the many years. And it is transformational, not just in facilities, but in the hearts and minds of these young people that you've influenced. So thank you. We love you very much.
Thanks, Kevin.
Are there any other comments of colleagues? Okay. Just so you know, all the regents have had their opportunity to say something to President Hargis, and we appreciate those sentiments that were shared earlier. I also, before you leave, Burns, want to thank you on behalf of the board for your prior planning on this whole event. by giving us notice last December that this was your preferred timeline for it to happen today, it's really allowed the board to begin a planning process to develop a structure to allow the next president to be successful. And that's important. I know it's important to you. So we thank you for that. And as they leave the stage, I just would ask we all give them one more round of applause, please.
Thank you.